Common issues with WorldPay SOAP API is a topic that affects many developers and businesses that rely on this payment processing system. In this guide, we will cover the most common issues and how to resolve them. Firstly, it is essential to understand the basics of WorldPay SOAP API and how it works. The WorldPay SOAP API is a payment processing system that allows businesses to accept payments online. It uses the Simple Object Access Protocol to facilitate communication between the merchant and the payment processor. One of the most common issues with WorldPay SOAP API is authentication errors. To resolve this issue, ensure that your username and password are correct and that you have the necessary permissions to access the API. Also, make sure that your API credentials are properly configured in your application. Another common issue is payment processing errors. These errors can occur due to invalid payment information or issues with the payment processor. To resolve this issue, ensure that the payment information is correct and that the payment processor is functioning properly. You can also check the WorldPay API documentation for error codes and their meanings. Timeout errors are also common when using the WorldPay SOAP API. These errors occur when the API request takes too long to process. To resolve this issue, increase the timeout setting in your application or optimize your code to reduce the processing time. It is also essential to handle exceptions properly when using the WorldPay SOAP API. This can be done by catching and logging exceptions in your application. This will help you to identify and resolve issues quickly. Best practices for using the WorldPay SOAP API include testing your application thoroughly before going live and monitoring your application for errors and exceptions. You should also keep your API credentials secure and up to date. In conclusion, common issues with WorldPay SOAP API can be resolved by understanding the basics of the API and following best practices. By ensuring that your API credentials are correct and that you are handling exceptions properly, you can avoid common issues and ensure that your application is running smoothly.